It never fails. Someone always asks me, "Hey Heather, what about?" And honestly, that's where the best conversations begin. I'm Heather Shaw, certified functional nutrition coach and Pilates educator. After walking through my own wellness journey, hello 80-pound weight loss, I now light the path through my program, The Plan, complete with protein-forward recipes, hormone know-how, and a lifestyle for longevity. This is the Exquisite House Pilates and Wellness podcast. Hey Heather, what about? We're diving into all things movement, menopause, metabolism, and more, especially the stuff no one warned us about. I tell it like it is, but always with a wink and a hug. No perfection required, just consistency, curiosity, and better questions. Served up with a side of sass.
Sunday night, I receive a barrage of emails from our studio software, notices of people signing up for their Pilates classes. Then, by the end of the week, many have canceled. Some reschedule, but many flounder. I see them periodically enough that I have said at least once, I don't like you leaving money on my table. I want to see you more often. And I mean that. Not because of the business side of it, but because I know what happens when folks are in the studio consistently. I've been thinking about this a lot. What is it that makes us inconsistent when it comes to our health? Is it that we as women are taught caretaking is for everyone else? Is it a time management problem? Is it a middle age problem? Where do we find the motivation to set aside time to take care of ourselves and actually stick with it? Because here's what I know from working with women for a long time. It's usually not that we don't care. And it's usually not that we don't know what to do. It's the way we're trying to do things that doesn't quite fit our life. This is where things get interesting. Because when we look at the research, it doesn't say that most of us have been told. It doesn't say go harder, be more disciplined, find more motivation. It shows something much simpler than that. The body responds to what we do consistently. A large longitudinal study found that women who consistently met physical activity guidelines in midlife had a 50% lower risk of early death. Not women who did a 75 hard, women who stayed consistent over time. Another long-term study showed that women who increased or maintained physical activity in midlife had better physical function and overall health outcomes, even if they started later. So no, we didn't miss our window, but we do need to keep moving. I've already highlighted in a previous episode the research that shows we lose about 3 to 5% of muscle mass per decade starting in midlife, which means if we're not consistently strength training, we're not maintaining and we're losing ground. The body adapts to what we do regularly, not the random hard workout, not the I'm back on track this week energy, what we repeat. Let me tell you a story about this. I lost my second instructor in the studio a couple months ago. That meant I was the only person teaching 38 classes a week. The typical Pilates instructor teaches 15 to 20 classes, and that's considered full-time. This workload left me little time for my own fitness routine. For 2 months, I have worked out with clients in the studio when appropriate, slept, maintained my administrative aspects of the business, and done little else. My typical day is about 12 hours. A couple weeks ago, I went back to the gym. I completed 2 days with an upper-lower strength training split. Here's what I found out. My body is stronger than it was when I stopped going to the gym. Why? Because I was consistent with what I was doing, Pilates. The body responds to repetition. My body, is living proof of that. Now, don't get me wrong. I am ready for our apprentice teacher to come on board this summer. But this proves my point. If we just show up and do the work, our body will show up for us. The same thing is true when it comes to food, because we tend to treat nutrition the same way we treat workouts. We have a really on week, we eat well, we feel good, and then life happens and we fall off. And then what do? We start over. But here's what the research actually shows, and this is where it's getting interesting again. It's not the one good week of eating that changes your health. It's what you do consistently over time. There are multiple long-term studies that have followed women through midlife into older age, and they all point to the same thing. Women who consistently followed supporting eating patterns, not perfectly, just consistently, had significantly better outcomes later in life, better physical function, better cognitive health, lower risk of chronic disease. And here's the part I really want you to hear. This wasn't about perfection. It wasn't about cutting everything out or doing something extreme. It was about patterns, what you come back to, what you repeat. Even more recent research shows that when people maintain consistent eating patterns in midlife, like eating vegetables, protein, whole foods, healthy fats, those people had significantly higher odds of what researchers call healthy aging. And healthy aging includes physical health, mental health, cognitive function. So when you think about what we eat, the question isn't, did I eat perfectly this week? It's, what am I doing consistently enough that my body can actually respond to? Because just like movement, your body doesn't respond to effort spikes. It responds to patterns. Eating the same breakfast, lunch, or dinner trains the body to digest those foods. It comes to expect those meals, and the stress load of the body is reduced. Our body is able to reboot faster. If we put enough of those consistent days together, when we do eat something more indulgent, our body responds quickly because we have helped it build reserves. This works for me in that at some point I am going to have some gluten. If I have been eating nutrient-dense foods that are supportive for my body up to that moment, I don't have as much of a negative response in my body. This is tolerance, and this is what we wanted our body to do. Most folks think consistency means never getting to eat anything super sugary, super high calorie, downright processed. This is completely false. We will have those moments. The key is, what are we doing in between those times to help our body build reserves to purge those less nutrient dense foods? I've already done a podcast episode on intuitive eating where we discuss that in a perfect world, our food isn't good or bad, but neutral. Intuitive eating is about our relationship to food, what we want to avoid, the shame, remorse, guilt around eating foods that we have been trained to believe are to this or to that. And that mindset plays a role in our overall health and wellness around food. What we are looking at in this episode is the scientifically proven rewards of eating nutrient-rich foods that support our body's overall health. And the more we eat those, the better our body ages. So, consistency in nutrition does matter. If you've gotten to this point in the episode, then I know you are probably talking to your phone or your car saying, okay, that is all well and good, Heather, but how do we stay consistent with our fitness and nutrition? Here's some practical tips from someone who doesn't always want to exercise or eat healthy food. But you didn't think I was like that, did you? For fitness, here are my best tips. Step 1. When it comes to fitness, it's important to find what type of movement you like. When I discovered Pilates, I had tried so many other things. My body would react to workouts that were too intense. So, if you enjoy it, you will be more apt to do it. Step 2, make an appointment for yourself, just like you do for your hair, nails, and therapist. And bonus points for putting fitness in that self-care category in your head. Keep that appointment as much as you can. Most of my regular attenders in the studio plan everything around Pilates. I have one client who her boss made her late, and so she couldn't come, and she made him pay her no-show fee because she missed class. That is consistency. Step 3, set those appointments on the same day at the same time. If you are doing a workout like Pilates, book your classes in advance. If you're going to the gym, mark that day and time off in your calendar and don't book anything else in its place. Step 4. Another thing to consider is, do you have skin in the game? Paying for fitness is a great way to make sure you use it. If whatever workout you are doing doesn't cost enough to miss that money, does it really matter? I don't know about you, but I don't like wasting money, so I'm going to use what I pay for. For nutrition, we are going to do some similar things. Step 1, find what you like to eat for each meal. If you can find foods you don't get bored with eating, eat those on repeat. Or if you know that you will get bored, have a rotation of foods you like to eat. Remember, we are looking for nutrient-dense foods that will have enough macronutrients to sustain your energy and support your overall health. Step 2, if finding foods you like or can eat on repeat seems like a challenge, try a tasting menu of foods. Put together a few things that you haven't eaten often or things that you know you've loved eating when you're on vacation. That awesome omelet at the resort or that fabulous breakfast bowl you love at your favorite little spot. Replicate those at home. Step 3, meal prep. I cannot encourage you to do this enough. Once you figure out what you like to eat that nourishes your body, create a weekly menu. If you need help here, you can listen to our meal prep podcast episode or sign up for our recipe club. Both of those resources are filled with great ways to make cooking easy and low stress. Step 4, find healthier swaps for your favorite junk food. I have a confession. I love sweet and sour candy, love. My mind goes crazy thinking about it. And if you ever see me on vacation, I will have some candy. So because I love this type of candy, I went on a hunt to find something that was more nutritious but tasted the same. And I found it. Built Bars came out with their sour line. It is now my favorite sweet and sour treat. If you have a candy craving, or if I have a candy craving, I will grab those bars and indulge my taste buds. And finally, set a challenge for yourself. Have you seen that viral post, eat this once a week, eat this once a month, and eat this once a year? Why don't you do that for yourself? Schedule your cheat days so that you don't feel deprived and you have better odds at consistency with your nutrition. Ultimately, consistency means that you have to set yourself up for success. And I will tell you what I tell my clients. You can sit in your car or sit on your phone and cuss me out in your head all you want. Just show up.
Thank you for listening and asking the question, hey Heather, what about? I hope we inspired you to create a lifestyle for longevity. You deserve it. If something sparked a shift for you today, don't keep it to yourself. Pass it along to a friend. Leave us a review to help others find us. Be sure to hit that follow button so you never miss a moment of real talk and real transformation. Ready to start your wellness journey? Visit theexquisitehouse.com to join us in the studio and learn more about The Plan, our signature program for nutrition, movement, and midlife transformation. And remember, keep asking questions. I'll be here with answers.